got you here, Static X.
Hey, man.
How's it going?
So far, so good.
So you guys are on tour, obviously, with, well, now it's Mushroom Head, dope. You got Raven Black and Wednesday 13 jumping on with you.
Yep.
And what did you think of, have you seen Slayer's last 2 shows online or anything?
No, but
Did you hear anything about it? Like, what is your reaction to it all?
I'm sure it was epic. Before we started up on this tour, I actually flew out to Raleigh, North Carolina for their second show.
Okay.
And so I actually got to see it. Ministry's on the bill, and those guys still like me, so they put me on a guest list. So I got to go hang out with Al, and go catch all the bands. Got to say hi to Phil. It was really cool, man. I'm glad I got to see a show on the last tour. I couldn't see the last 2 shows in LA, unfortunately, because I had to work.
Yeah.
But I think I got the gist of it, and I've been fortunate enough to be on tour with Slayer on several occasions and do a bunch of festivals with those guys out in Europe, and so I'm like incredibly lucky to have been able to witness that, and just to say that I was able to be there,
be a part of it. So do you actually think they're done? Do you really think they're done?
I think Tom's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think Tom's done, though?
Yeah, I think Tom's done. I'm pretty sure Carrie will want to keep writing music.
See, that's the thing, is I keep hearing that, a lot of that.
But I don't know if he'll do it under the Slayer moniker or not.
So maybe kind of do his own little off one joint?
I'm thinking that's where he's leaning. But yeah, Tom's done.
Okay. Because the way I've been like seeing him and crying and everything on stage, I mean, it looks like Tom's just like ready to put it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's sad,
I'm sure
but
he's gonna miss it. I know I would. But I think he's at a point in his life where it's time for him to hang up the hat. And
what do you think of other bands that say they're retiring, like like Motley Crue and Kiss and those bands that keep saying they're going to retire, but then keep popping back up a few years later?
Money talks, man.
We've always said that, right?
What were they offering Crue some ridiculous?
I heard $3 million per show they wanted.
Yeah,
I mean, if they could get it, God bless, but
yeah,
I don't see that happen.
I mean, if they can get it and they're still physically able to do it and do it at a level that's respectable and can put on an awesome show, then hey, more power to them, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Rage Against the Machine coming back, the original lineup with them.
Yeah,
I'm like, when I keep hearing that, I mean, that's one of my favorite bands to begin with. So for them to come back, but yeah, I mean, like you said, money talks. So when the festivals are there, especially like they are now, I mean, that was the biggest time I think for metal fests ever, especially in the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the heyday of Mayhem, which is now coming back again.
That's coming back too.
You had Ozfest. I mean, Ozfest is kind of popping up, but you have all these other big ones too.
Yeah.
So
everything old is new again.
Exactly. I mean, you got Metallica headlining 2 nights everywhere. You got Ozzy playing.
Yeah.
I mean, even he's like killing it lately too.
Yeah.
So it's hard for these guys.
How long ago did he retire?
20 years ago.
Right?
You had him retired 20 years ago. You had Kiss retire 15 years ago. So it's so off and on. Mm-hmm. And for you guys to get back, I mean, you guys kind of got back together a couple years ago after Wayne passed. How did all that kind of come about after he passed away?
Well, Gucci and I never really lost touch. I'd lost touch with Kenny for quite some time. And then I think around 2011 or 2012, we reconnected. I came through Illinois with Soulfly, and we'd been talking before that. And he came out to a show, and it was the first time we'd actually seen each other in, over a decade. So we reconnected, and then after Wayne passed, that just brought us all a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
And then as time went on, I just had that feeling that Wayne never got the send off he deserved.
Which he did not, obviously, because he got sick at the end of when he tried to do the tour on his own with the new band, right?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, he'd been struggling with drug addiction for quite some time, since 2007, 2008.
Okay.
But yeah, once he passed, that got us a little closer, and then, thinking that, he didn't get the send-off he deserved, and with the anniversary of the release of Wisconsin Death Trip coming up, we just thought, if we were ever going to do something, that'd be the perfect time to do it, and so that got the hamster wheel rolling,
Gotcha.
And just started thinking of how to do things, and we ended up with this.
Yeah, and how did you come up with the concept of having Zero with the mask?
Well,
because that's the most interesting dynamic for me is seeing.
Well, the whole thing was, when we're like, we're gonna do shows, we're gonna do this live. How do we represent Wayne on stage in a cool way?
Because if you had a new lead singer just as himself, it's totally different.
Yeah, and that's not what we're doing. We're not out here presenting it as here's Static X with their new singer. That's not what we're doing. It's about keeping the focus on remembering Wayne, the anniversary of our first record, and just remembering all the good times we had together. So, we're like, how do we do that? And then the hologram thing, of course, came up, and that got shut down pretty quick.
Okay.
Just because the band was always about that energy that you had between the four dudes on stage, and you just don't get that with the hologram.
True. Yeah.
So we knew pretty quickly that it had to be somebody physically there, and so again, how do we represent Wayne without making it about the new singer, or we didn't want to have like a Van Hagar situation.
Exactly.
So, Static Hagar. So we thought about the mask, and we tried a couple different things. The first thing was like the actual Static X robot head, and we actually did a video with Zero wearing that, and it came out really cool. But logistically, it's
tough to do. Tough to pull off. It wasn't
gonna work because you're blind in the thing.
And you can't. You get muffled singing.
Yeah, and
all that.
Like even if you would put a microphone inside the helmet, you're still blind in the thing. So you'd have to have somebody physically walk you to the front of the stage, and then if you get too close to the edge, you're gonna have to bring you back. So it just wasn't gonna work. So,
never thought about that.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, what else can we do? And then so we thought of all those merch items we had, with. Of skulls with Wayne's beard and hair.
Yes.
And we're like, well, let's try going in that direction. So we gave the idea to a friend of ours, Lainey, who does masks for John 5, Slipknot guy.
Oh, cool.
She's been in the business for a long time. So we gave her the idea and
be like, give us a Wayne.
Go for it. And she came up with that. And then once Zero put the hair up, we were like, dude, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so. So that's how we ended up with that idea.
And you know how fickle fans are. Even if they love you or they don't, you were gonna get backlash regardless of what you were gonna do.
Yeah.
So if you had a new lead singer, if you had you did the mask with Zero, people are not gonna like it. But then you got people like me that it's like, oh, that's totally different. It's totally cool. Let's try it out, see what it is.
Yeah, it's expected, especially in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever happy.
No, exactly.
But I've always said, the day I do something that everyone likes is the day I'm doing something wrong. So I expected some negativity, but thankfully it's been very minimum.
Especially now, since it's been almost 2 years now that you guys have been doing it, or a little over a year.
Yeah, and like even now that we've been touring and doing shows, and fans have been coming out, and like even people that come out to the meet and greets have admitted like they came a little skeptical But once they saw it, they were like, yeah, all right, this makes sense.
To me, it feels like you're almost meeting Wayne, even though you're not. It's really weird.
Well, it's cool because like you get the visual and you get the vibe and you get the spirit of those memories when you first saw Static X 20 years ago.
Exactly.
You were just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, exactly. With his hair just flipping around and everything.
So I think it's a really cool way to bring all those good feelings back.
Yeah, memorialize them like this whole thing's about. It's to memorialize Wayne.
Remember the good times you had?
Exactly.
Them,
So speaking of hair, how much would it cost you for you to shave your beard? Is there money? You said money talks. So if somebody were to give you $1 million, would you shave your beard and mustache?
For $1 million? Yeah, why not? Grow back.
Exactly.
With $1 million, I can hide at home for a few months till it all grows back.
So the new music that you guys, is the album out yet?
No,
it's coming out 2020, right?
Yeah.
So with the new music, obviously a lot of Wayne's recordings.
Yeah.
You guys have put your tracks to it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What is that looking like for you guys going forward?
It's been an interesting process. The first batch of songs that we found were demos that Wayne had done in the last year or so of his life, and he'd given them to a producer friend of ours, who then gave them to me after Wayne's passing. And what was really cool about that stuff, it was just really basic ideas, a guitar riff or two, and a drum program, and only one of those had vocals on it. So starting with that was really cool. In a way, it was almost like working with Wayne again, because that's exactly how he would bring in ideas into the rehearsal room.
Okay.
That's how all the songs that ended up on Wisconsin Death Trip got their start. So it was really cool to have that foundation again, the way the songs were built for Wisconsin Death Trip. And then the next three that came up were the songs that didn't make the Start of War record.
Okay.
And so those already had vocal performances. So we decided to rework the music and kind of wrote it around Wayne's vocal track. And I think they came out really cool. So that was a little different from what we were normally used to. And then the later stuff that we found, like some of that stuff, there was only vocal tracks. There wasn't any music at all.
Huh.
Yeah, so we had to write all this music.
Yeah, to kind of put around
music,
it. Yeah,
around it. And so that was completely flipped over.
I was going to say, it's got to be weird to try to fit lyrics to something that you're not really sure where it was going to go.
Or just like, in this particular case, he already had, the vocal melody and the phrasing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we had to write around that. With no previous concept of what
his ideas
may have put down, because we found these tapes in a storage space, and they were pretty damaged, some more than others.
Okay.
So we weren't able to recover everything, but what we did recover, we were able to utilize.
Okay, yeah. That's good.
Mm-hmm. So, but I think it's gonna be really cool, especially this later stuff. Because he's singing a lot more.
Okay.
I know he's known more for his gruff staccato type vocal, but he's actually singing a lot more on this stuff. So I think it's going to be a really cool vibe to have, the Wisconsin Death Trip type music vibe underneath Wayne's melodic vocals. So
that's awesome.
It's coming out really cool.
When is that album looking to be released?
May 22nd, I believe.
Oh, we got a date. And the name of it was
Project Regeneration.
Regeneration, that's right. Yep. I was trying to pull that back up. So this might be a little personal. If Wayne Static was right in front of you right now, and there was something you've always wanted to say to him, what would you have said? Like a thank you, a goodbye, something like that.
Well, I mean, if he was here in front of me, I wouldn't have to say goodbye.
True. But was there anything that you just,
I don't know, it's funny because I had a dream about him last night.
Oh.
Yeah, and and we were actually, the four of us were in a room just talking about stuff, and like I almost want to say it was at our old rehearsal space in downtown LA. I don't remember exactly what the dream was about, but we were there talking, and it was just like we were getting ready for a tour or a show or something. Yeah, it was really weird. I mean, you know, we think about the guy all the time. We're always, you know.
Oh, sure. Every day is
stories, you know, and but yeah, I mean, if he was here, you know, that'd be the best thing in the world, you know. I mean, it'd certainly be a lot easier. You know, he just, you know, he had a way of just getting things done, you know, and you know, like as it is now, it's a bittersweet experience for us because he's not here. Mm-hmm. You know, if he was here, it'd be awesome. You know, the 20 years. You know, and
he'd be living it up with you guys, with all you guys, man.
Yeah,
having fun, rocking it out.
He'd be having such a blast, you know, especially some of these places that the band never got to go to.
Yeah.
You know,
like you guys have never played here before, have you?
Oh no, we played here.
Have you?
Yeah, we played the House of Blues here a bunch of times.
Damn, where the hell was I back then? Because I mean, I've seen you guys a bunch of times. Man. Not here though. This is the first time. So Tony, I want to thank you, man, for joining me today. It's been a fun little interview, so I really appreciate it. And then make sure you check out Static X. They're on tour at least for the next year, right?
Well,
we're going through 2020.
Well, we're finishing up in like on the 18th
for this run
for this year, and then next year we have one show in Mexico. Yeah, and we only ever played Mexico once.
Okay.
So this will be really cool to
revisit
to get back to Mexico one more time. But mainly, we're gonna get the record done, and that's what we're really concentrating on.
So that's a focus.
Once the record's done, then we'll figure out, you know, touring from there.
Awesome,
so,
man.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you check out Static X all over social media, which I do. Are you guys still on YouTube? Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Everybody's on YouTube. You better be.
We're everywhere.
If you're not on YouTube, you're behind everything. So thank you again, Tony. Appreciate it, man.